The contemporary social justice movement is a worldview that centers social and cultural grievances and aims to make everything into a zero-sum political struggle, revolving around identity markers like race, sex, gender, sexuality, and many other things. So can you elaborate on what this looks like and how this kind of identity politics has kind of reached this fever pitch in America?
If you sit down with anybody and hear their story, I hear about this person has privilege and somebody else is not privileged. If you sit down with anybody, you will be amazed at the human drama and struggle in everybody's life. There's certain universal things, independent of race and sex and all this other stuff that people, go through. The flavor may, be not the same, but the struggle, it's valuable to other people. It's universal. We could all see ourselves in his struggle because all of us have our own challenges that we've gone through. And to focus on individual markers of our identity and say that defines us is, as he found out for himself, is to set yourself up for failure. There's nobody, I have never met anybody who does not have a problematical life, in the sense that if you encourage them to share their struggles and stories, they can fill up an evening where they're the hero of their challenges. Now, admittedly, some people have more challenges, right? Admittedly. But there is nobody who can't see in other people, their own challenges and struggles, and that all of us have to transcend and not allow it to define us. And that's part of the secret of a good life, to not be defined by your circumstances, because no circumstance, nobody has the power to alter how you think. Your thoughts are your thoughts, even though it seems to you, it seems to all of us when we're in our wrong mind that our thinking is being created through our circumstances, right? If we're in our wrong mind, we are certain how I'm thinking right now. If I'm upset because A, B, and C. I can tell you why I'm upset, A, B, and C. That's an indication of your wrong-minded thinking. You're not upset because of A, B, and C. You've pinned your upset on A, B, and C. That's a big difference, okay? That's a big difference. A, B, and C may have brought out in you the weaker part of your minds. That's fine. That may be true. But you chose at that moment to bring them out and then justify it because of these external, circumstances. So we all have the power of choice, and even though we don't all exercise it every day throughout the day, we don't. There isn't nobody who doesn't get caught up in thinking that their thoughts and feelings are coming from the outside. But that choice to think your thoughts and feelings are coming from the outside is a maladaptive answer to not take responsibility. That's when you're trying to dodge, responsibility, that's the way you're going to think.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
Now what we see, this new kind of neo-Marxism or critical theory plus postmodernism, melange with social justice, whatever you want to call the idéologie du jour. But it seems to be that these are the kind of ideologies that are being taught to people on a mass scale to say, you should be looking at the world through your grievances. This is the right way to go about life. So is this, what do you think? Why do you think that is? And why do you think that it's so seductive for people? Why has it spread like a fungus over the earth?
I weep for our future when I hear what you just said, because I see the same thing. There's generations now, especially the current generation, has been educated. I mean, they've gone through a Maoist camp where they've been brainwashed to see the world in a terrible way that's at odds with the liberty. It's not just the type of government that they want. It's not just that. It's the way they're taught to live their lives, right? That's what you're pointing to, right?
Yes.
It's the way they're taught to live their lives is at odds with the human freedom. And if there's not a turnaround, I don't know what the future's going to hold.